Just for kicks. 212.
What's good, y'all? Just for kicks 212 here, and I'm back with another video. I'm over here in Orlando, downtown park. I don't know what the fuck it's called, but you get an idea of what it's looking like out here. 2006, 2005-ish, somewhere around there. I'm in New York City, and I'm on my heavy sneaker shit as usual, you know. There's these sneaker spots I would go down in Soho. I'm from Harlem, you go downtown, because that's where most of the hot sneaker spots is. Other than Atmos, like, there's not really much. They had Flight Club down there, they had A-Life, you had Transit, which closed down as well. I think it's only Michael K's now, but Michael K's, Classic, I think it was called Classic Kicks or some shit like that. It was on like Houston, and I don't even know, it's closed down now. It don't exist. They used to have ill Nike windbreakers and shit. Yeah, Nort, Recon, you got a bunch of shit that had tier 0 accounts down there, tier 1s and shit like that. One day, I went down there with my god brother, Joey. Shout out to Joey, he's the one who put me onto this spot. Joey was like, yo, why don't you go into the such and such place? I don't know the name of the place, YouTube. I can't think of it off the top of my head, because it was one of those spots that didn't have a name. Like, it was just one of those underground spots you just didn't know about, unless you knew about it, you feel me? Anyway, so he's like, why don't you go here? And I'm like, what the fuck you talking about? He was like, yo, I know one you don't know about. He's like, there's a sneaker store on Bleecker and Broadway. And I'm like, there ain't no fucking sneaker store on Bleecker and Broadway. It was like Atrium, which is some clothes shit, was across the street. And then there was some other shit, I forgot what it is. Transit was up the block or some shit like that. So I was like, what the fuck you talking about? He's like, nigga, you don't know about that? I'm like, nah. So he's like, let me put you on. So we go to Bleecker and Broadway, right? And tell me how. I'm like, there's no sneaker store here. I told you, nigga. And he's like, nah, you not looking, nigga. And I'm like, what you mean I'm not looking? There's no sneaker store here, nigga. You see me, nigga? You see my eye, nigga? I'm looking, my nigga. I don't see a sneaker store. Stop lying. He was like, you not even, you don't peep game. So on the corner of that street, across the street from Atrium, whatever store was there at the time, you know how like the subway looks, like the train stations, how you would have to go down those steps. It was like some green shit, you know how they got the railing and all that. It literally looked like that. Because right now it's a Swatch store and the cement is paved over, so that spot is no longer there. Like, you can't even get into where I'm gonna tell you where it's at. But if you're from New York, you know what I'm talking about. If you go to Soho, and there was like a gate around it, and on the gate, which was open at the time, it says photocopies. That's it. That's all it says. Now, in my head, I'm like, Joey, what the fuck are you taking me, my nigga? Because that says photo fucking copies, nigga. We're not taking photocopies, dumbass. So he's taking me down the stairs. I'm like, where the fuck are we going? I'm not going to the photocopy fucking shop. And he's like, nigga, just come on. So I'm like, all right. I start walking down the stairs, and now I feel sketchy because as soon as I get down the stairs, we're in a basement, right? You would go downstairs, and it was like a fucking hallway with like cinder blocks, and the lights were like flashing, flickering, like it's some kind of horror movie or some shit. And like, it was like mad sketchy. Like, you didn't want to walk there by yourself. There was puddles and shit because the rain would come in, and the rain would just, you know what I mean? It's water in there, like water bugs, animals, like, you ain't know what was going on down there. You don't want to walk down there by yourself, or you might get a hot Cosby, you feel me? And I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this, my nigga? There's not even a photocopy shop down here, because all there was the hallway, the cinder blocks, the lights, the puddles, and then there was like 10 doors. 10 doors on the right side of the hallway. And they were like, what's some shit's called? Storage units? That's what they look like, storage units. And these fucking storage units, I'm looking, I'm like, what the fuck is that, my nigga? Like, this shit is closed, my nigga. There's nothing down here. He's like, come on. So we walked about maybe like 7 units down. And all of a sudden on the 8th unit, there was just like, the door was open. And I'm like, the fuck? And it was closed in that bitch. And mind you, when I say closed in 2006, around that time, niggas wasn't wearing all flashy, trendy shit that niggas is wearing nowadays. You know, the joggers and, you know, the fitted stuff and shit like that. Niggas was baggy still back then, like 06. So it's one of these like Soho type, trendy, jogger, whatever type shit, way future type shit where we wearing that shit now. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And supposedly it was some store called Nam de Gura or some shit like that. Anyway, so I'm like, oh, what the fuck is this? This ain't a sneaker store, but this is kind of like weird that this is down here. Like, how does anybody know about it? So there was only one dude in there, and he was like, he greeted us, how you doing? And we just looking around, and I'm like, nigga, this ain't sneakers. He's like, just look. So I'm looking, and I'm realizing like all these clothes it's a little overpriced. He's like around the prices shit is nowadays. But I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, I'm not buying this. And he's like, nigga, if you or anybody who's in the know would come here to cop these clothes. So I'm like, my nigga, that's cool, but I don't wear this. And number two, like, yo, what the fuck is this, my nigga? This ain't shoes. The dude who was there heard us, and he's like, oh, you looking for sneakers? That's next door. So as soon as he said that, I was like, oh, there is sneakers. So I don't know if they were affiliated or not, the Nam Dick Gura or some shit, but because I don't know the name of the sneaker store. So maybe they were affiliated. But literally, I got out the unit and he's like, where you going? I'm like, going to the sneaker store, fuck all this. Because I didn't care about that fashion shit at that point, you know what I mean? I wasn't concerned with that. So I got out the fucking storage unit. I went into the other one. I was walking to the other one, and when I turned in, he like grabbed me like, yo, you not ready. And I'm like, man, get off me. We go inside. I'm gonna tell you right now, it had the most exclusive sneakers I've ever seen in any sneaker store. And mind you, it's not a sneaker store. It's a fucking storage unit, my nigga. It's a storage unit. Think of a fucking storage unit. It's not big at all. But in the corner of the storage unit, there's like another room to go into another room, a little hallway to go in another room. But I wasn't even thinking about that. So I'm looking, I'm like, yo, they had the fucking Rockefeller Air Forces, the ones with the logo on the heel, the Shady Record Air Forces, every single foam that came out to that point, the ones, even the OG ones, just mad weird. Like, how the fuck they got all this friends and family shit, and it was like cheap as fuck. Now, not to mention, they had all Japan exclusives that Atmos was getting, even extra shit, and they were getting all the exclusive European shit that Goliath would get on 105th. So if you was getting something from Europe, rocking that shit in Harlem, you know what I mean, or in the city in period, niggas didn't know where you got it from. Mind you, they didn't even know that shoe store existed. So I was like, how the fuck, like, how does nobody know about this? And he's like, because there's no fucking people, like there's no advertising. Like it says photocopy. Who the fuck would think there's a sneaker store down here? So I was like, yo, and mind you, the drawers for the sneakers, it wasn't on the wall. There was nothing. It was like, you could have packed up that place in like 30 minutes and bounced. Like you never knew nothing was there. Like it's just, niggas just set up shop like some illegal shit. So I'm like, yo, so you had to open the drawers to see the shoes inside the drawer. It was like everything you can think of, like, and like retail, like I said. So I'm like, yo, anyway, I copped like a foam or some shit like that. I wanted to cop the Air Force Rockefeller shits, but they're mad plain. They're white Air Forces with the logo. I didn't think none of it. Long story short, I started shopping there for like 6 months in a row. Like 6 months, every week I buy a pair of shoes from there. All I know, I took like maybe like a month and a half off, maybe 2 months of buying shoes. For whatever reason, I think I was trying to cop a chain or some shit like that. And I copped my chain, I was like, all right, I'm good, I'm straight. Dropped like 3 racks on that bitch. And I was like, all right, I need to go cop some kicks now. So I go all the way down there because I want to see if they have some new exclusive. I've been gone for 2 months, whatever the situation is. I want to see what's good. So I saw, like, when I was going up to the steps, it was looking, I was like, yo, this look a little different. Like the photocopy sign shit was like covered a little bit. And I was like, I don't know, whatever. I go down and all the doors are closed. The clothing store is closed, the sneaker store is closed. I'm like, what the fuck? So like I try to open the clothing store one, like to see if somebody's in there, because that's where the associate was, in there. And that's not opening. So I look, I turn around and I see a sign saying that they're closed down. Like it's a wrap, like it's over. So I'm like, fuck. So I walk over to the other fucking door, like the sneaker door, and something made me like, yo, try to open it. I open the fucking door and it opens. So when I open it, I creep in like, yo, I'm about to be like, yo, like, you don't want to walk in someone's shit without, you know what I mean? Without fucking get shot type shit, you know what I mean? Trespassing and shit. But I hear something, but it's not in the small room. I can't see nobody, and there's no sneakers there. The fixtures are still there, so I'm like, maybe the sneakers are in the thing, but nah. So I hear somebody, but he must be in that other room that I told you about. That there's a hallway in there to another room. So I'm like creeping, like I want to see what's in the drawers. So I open the drawers, and there's like nothing in it. I'm like, oh man, like this shit is a wrap, nigga. Like I was about to be like, yo, now at this point, like, yo, what happened? Like, fuck it. But out the corner of my fucking eye. And before I say anything, this is past 7 years. This is past the legal. You can't fucking try to charge me on some shit. NYPD or whoever the fuck. 7 years past, statute of limitations, whatever the fucking word is, nigga. I can't get in trouble for what I'm saying. I just did now. So I see out the corner of my eye a fucking MacBook, and I'm like, yo, I'm out, nigga. Like I'm out to fucking make bank, my nigga. I can buy whatever fucking shoe I want with this come up. So I seen it. I crept over to it. I unplugged it. And I listened. Like, is he coming? Because I hear him talking, and he must be talking to somebody. And I'm like, nah, I'm out. Nigga, back then you niggas used to wear baggy clothes, like pants, shirts and shit like that. So like no homo, no homo, no homo. Like I like literally like open my baggy ass pants, pick my baggy ass shirt up, and I put it right here in my pants just in case he come down. Like, what the fuck you doing? I'm like, I thought you niggas had sneakers. I did that shit. I literally crept the fuck out. Like I snuck, nigga. Like I was like a ninja, my nigga. I was out. And I fucking opened the door, closed it, and I boogied, nigga. I got up the stairs, I hailed a fucking cab like taxi, and fucking pretty much that was it, nigga. I was out, and then I was in the cab, just mad hype, like, yo, I got a MacBook. Like, yeah, nigga, it's a wrap, nigga. I'm about to kill the fucking game. And I couldn't kill the fucking game because what I didn't know was MacBooks back then, as soon as you close them, they lock for the user. I guess that was the privacy setting he had on. So his privacy setting was locked. I was fucked. I couldn't get in, I didn't know his password. I didn't know anything about Apple back then. Another thing I realized was I didn't take the charger. Mind you, those chargers back then was like some bread. I didn't know I could wipe it or whatever the situation was. I was like, fuck, what am I gonna do with this? Shit gonna die, I can't get in it. Like, what is the point of me even having this? Like, I did all this for nothing. So, you know, I live in the projects. I know a bunch of niggas that do music. I know somebody's sophisticated enough to figure this shit out. So I was like, yo, what's poppin'? I'm not even gonna say his name, but what's poppin'? Yo, I got this G4, and niggas will see G4 and they're like, oh, Pro Tools, I can put that shit on, make fucking music, rap my life away. So I was like, yeah, $500. So niggas was trying to lowball me. Niggas was trying to hit me with 100 cash, and I was like, nah, B, nah. I need that 500 cash because I know this shit is like 2,000, like 2,000, like 2 racks, like two bands, or whatever the fuck niggas call it. I know, you can't G me, B. And he was like, all right, give me 500 cash. I got it off my hands, cut my losses. And with that $500, I went and bought more fucking shoes down at Michael K's. I think I went to Supreme, bought some SBs. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my story. Yeah, I stole a G4 from that sneaker store that I love so fucking bad. To this day, I do not know what happened. I heard rumors that it was just getting too saturated with sneaker spots over there. Tell me how you feel about my thievery. I'm sorry. God forgive me. You know that that saying, look to the sky and ask for one more try. What is that? What's that line? Maybe is that a Hove line? Did I just quote Hove? That's a Hove line. I'm bugging. Damn, that fucking shit looks ill in the back. I didn't even realize that shit. Looks like some fucking superhero. Am I on a green screen type shit? If you enjoy my story time, leave a comment. If you got some thievery story, let me know. Like, sorry, I'm not a thief no more, but that was an easy come up. Feel me? Like, easy. Anyway, just for kicks 2 on 2. Holla at you later. 1.